Today on Ask the First Selectman, we're still talking about Great Island, which is obviously on the minds of a lot of residents. And somebody asks, how will the Board of Selectmen work with the final plan developed by the Great Island Advisory Committee? When do you expect to get that? And will the public still have a chance to offer their comments?
Great question. So we are working through the process that will unfold once the master plan is delivered by Reed Hildebrand, our Great Island consultant. So starting with the calendar, the Great Island Committee met last night, June 25th. They have one more meeting on July 9th, and the purpose of that is trying to get to a final form decision about what our master plan looks like. And then they are going to meet on July 23rd. And at that meeting, they're going to have a formal vote about what aspects of the master plan and decisions to recommend to the Board of Selectmen. So that's going to be an important meeting day to tune into, because that marks the final handoff of the master plan to the Board of Selectmen for a decision from Reed Hildebrand and from that committee. In terms of process going forward, what the Board of Selectmen will do is to receive that plan. But keep in mind, there's still a lot of decisions that we need to make as a town, because once that plan is in our hands, we need to start a process to get to a specific decisions about what we're going to do and how much is it going to cost. And so there's a fair bit of work to take what I would call strategic decisions, which that plan will have, to much more concrete and detailed decisions with cost numbers, so that the Board of Finance and the RTM can vote on that and decide to spend that money. And so if you look at the process right after the July 23rd, that's really what we're going to be focused on. And we fully intend to continue to ensure that there's plenty of public access to and input to those discussions. So we're not going to have workshops and surveys like Reed Hildebrand did, because this really isn't about trying to figure out what to do. We've already kind of figured that out with the master plan. What we really need to do is figure out the details and how we're going to do it and how much it's going to cost. And so that's the kind of decisions that we'll want, not just the Board of Selectmen to weigh in on, but also the public generally. So we will make sure that's warned in any Board of Selectmen meeting. There will be plenty of time for public comment and discussions. My door remains eternally open to anybody who's got questions on that. But look for this next phase to have a lot more details about specifically what we're going to do and how much that's going to cost, so we can have an open and a robust debate publicly before we commit the town to anything major on Great Island.
If you have a question for our first selectman about Great Island or anything else, send it along to us at DarianTV79 at gmail.com.